Tiger pointing at the light heavyweight championship. He wants to take that belt back to Japan. And Sam Roberts, listen to the Rahway Rec Center.
After all these years, the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger is still hungry for gold.
Weighing in tonight at 190 pounds, he hails from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and he is the current reigning and defending Jersey All Pro Wrestling lightweight champion, the good guy, Azrieal.
And he just goes to each of the challengers and throws that title right in their faces again. Azrieal went from being unwanted by promoter Fat Frank to main eventing night one of the 13th anniversary show for Jersey All Pro.
Well, ever since Fat Frank started his crusade not to book Azrieal, and Azrieal found ways to not only get booked but reach the main event, he's also developed a certain chip on his shoulder that he's got to watch out for. He's got 5 men that he's got to pay attention to tonight. All of them potentially could be the world champion, the light heavyweight champion. He's got to leave the chip on his shoulder at home and take his challenger seriously.
Let's be honest, in this matchup, we have 6 of the best light heavyweights in the world today. Azrieal, quite an accomplished athlete in such a young age. He has accomplished so much in Jersey All Pro Wrestling, but the cards are definitely stacked against the champion. This is an elimination type matchup, but with all the talent in this ring, I mean, the odds are stacked against Azrieal.
Well, rubbing that belt in the face of all those men was not a smart idea, as they now all have a bone to pick with him. I mean, let's not forget, Kenny Omega's in that ring. Only a couple years ago, he was the heavyweight champion. He was the #1 guy in this company.
Very good point, and this matchup starts off with the light heavyweight champion Azrieal against B-Boy. These two athletes, no strangers for each other. It was B-Boy defeating Azrieal back in June of 2005 to win the light heavyweight championship, and tonight they start off the best of the light heavyweights. B-Boy with that slap right to the face, momentarily stunning the champion, who says, screw that, I'm going out for a rest, and tags in Kenny Omega.
And Kenny Omega, he's about to start, yes, his first match in a Jersey All Pro ring in almost 2 years, as we said before. El Generico wants in.
El Generico saying he wants to tag. It will be Kenny Omega now in the ring with the generic luchador, El Generico. Kenny Omega, a former Jersey All Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion, defeated Low-Key, who is now known as Caval, with World Wrestling Entertainment. And again, El Generico winning the hearts of the fans of Jersey All Pro Wrestling with that brain bust on Jack Evans 6 years ago.
So if he defeated Caval, shouldn't he be the one who gets the guaranteed title shot?
That's a different promotion. And here we go, collar elbow tie-up. They go into the corner. El Generico on top of Kenny Omega. And Tiger Hattori, the most respected referee in Japan today, makes them break.
Kenny Omega, the last time he was in this company was my first night in this company, Mark Clemson. And a lot of people speculate that what's brought Kenny Omega back to Jersey All Pro is he heard of the impact that I was making on my play-by-play. A lot of people are speculating that. I don't know if it's true or not.
It's definitely not true. And Kenny Omega is still flamboyant as usual. I just poked El Generico in the eyes. Generico was like, what are you doing? And just like that, Kenny Omega with a poke to the eyes, and Generico's blind.
Kenny Omega, again, he's using those psychological mind games that he always used, incorporating humor. You never know when to take Kenny Omega seriously, because he's joking around half the time, he's messing with your mind, but then the other half, there you go, he's poking you in the eyes, but then the other half, he's laying a beating. Like, look at this, big scoop and giant slam.
Nice show of power right there by Kenny Omega, and what is he doing?
What? He can't do that, but the strippers can?
Well, yes, and that almost cost him. He was, with all that flamboyant moves, almost got him the first one to be eliminated in this matchup. I always say Kenny Omega, one of the best pure athletes I've ever seen, but he showboats too much, and it almost cost him right there.
Look, it's called show business, Mark Clemson. Without the show, there's no business, and that's what Kenny Omega brings us, a little bit of show. And what's Generico doing? Now that's unnecessary.
Oh, that's unnecessary. Another cover here, and again Omega, almost the first one eliminated here in the best of the light heavyweights 13.
He poked him in the eyes. That's not legal.
It's just payback for the 2 times Omega did in the matchup. And here we go, Jushin Thunder Liger now tagged in, and Kenny Omega quickly scurries back to the ropes.
Jushin Thunder Liger is a legend for a reason. Kenny Omega tags in Bandito Jr. He wants no part of Jushin Thunder Liger. We saw him in the Jersey All-Pro ring about 6 months ago. It's only his second time in front of a Jersey All-Pro audience, but the fans love him. We all know Jushin Thunder Liger, Mark Clemson.
Of course, Liger wrestled Homicide and was defeated in the matchup, and one's got to wonder the butterflies in the stomach right now of the youngster in the ring with Liger, and that's Bandito Jr., again a former light heavyweight champion, but in the ring right now with a legend in Liger.
Well, this is the main event again at an anniversary show, the 13th anniversary show. Oh, Azrieal taking advantage of Bandito Jr., and this is all of these guys' opportunity to really highlight themselves, especially when you're in a match with somebody like Jushin Thunder Liger, to really have a memorable appearance. Something that people will talk about is exactly what a lot of these guys need.
Here is one of the most heated feuds in Jersey All-Pro Wrestling today, Azrieal and Bandito Jr. For the past few months, these guys have been going at it non-stop, and it's continuing here in the best of the light heavyweights as a suicidal dive. Bandito Jr. takes out the champ.
But the reason it's called a suicidal dive is because it's going to affect you just as much as your opponent. Bandito Jr., though, is the first to get to his feet as he throws Azrieal back in the ring.
Here comes these 2 athletes. Bandito Jr. going for the cover. Again, this is an elimination matchup. So if Azrieal is pinned, is the first one pinned here, we will definitely see a new light heavyweight champion. There have been 24 men who have been the Jersey All-Pro Wrestling light heavyweight champion. Number 1, Sam Roberts?
Yes, I was.
Rick Ratchet.
Oh, I thought you were saying I was number 1.
Kenny Omega now in the ring with Bandito Jr. Omega seems to be taking him seriously more than he took El Generico with a nice suplex by Kenny Omega.
And of course, Rick Ratchet, we all know, went on to host Headbangers Ball on MTV.
No, I don't think so. Supernova was the very first man to win the best of the light heavyweights at the first anniversary show, defeating Reckless Youth, Devin Storm, and Ace Starling.
Who went on to become a fitness instructor in the WWE.
Yes, very good. And a nice DDT by Bandito Jr. taking out Kenny Omega. Now we have the King of the Ouch Files and Bandito Jr. You brought up the animosity both athletes have towards each other. That could also carry on into this matchup as a death-defying spine buster right there by B-Boy.
And an unapologetic one at that. He just drove him as hard as he could. He was trying to put him through that mat, and I guess that's the way a competitive athlete has to look at this.
Very good point. Oh, and a victim kick right to the back. Cover here, and Bandito able to kick out. B-Boy watching his Low-Key tapes. It was Low-Key who wrestled B-Boy in his very first Jersey All-Pro Wrestling matchup back at the 7th anniversary show. That was kind of initiation, and later that night, B-Boy joined Low-Key and Homicide to join one of the most, hard-hitting teams in JAP history, the Strong Style Thugs.
So B-Boy spent a lot of time watching NXT?
Yes, rolling the dice there. And Bandito Jr. able to kick out. And there are 3 people in this matchup trying to make more history. El Generico, B-Boy, Azrieal, all have won one prior best of the light heavyweights. The only person ever to win 2, Low-Key, 1999 and 2001.
Well, that is a good company to be in, and that's exactly, Azrieal has his reasons. He wants to put it in Fat Frank's face. He wants to walk out of here with that belt and as a history-making, two-time Best of the Light Heavyweights winner. Generico just wants it because he's not here all that often, and he likes to make an impact.
And it's now El Generico and the King of the Outfiles, B-Boy, and nobody has been eliminated in the Best of the Light Heavyweights 13. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen much high flying in this matchup. That's what the matchup's known for, and so far there's been very little high flying.
Well, they may be being conservative. You know, this is certainly a marathon, not a sprint. Looks like B-Boy's going to the top rope. And I got to tell you, if I was Azrieal in this match,
El Generico going for his patented brainbuster. B-Boy holding on as best he can and shoves the generic luchador down to the mat.
2 feet down to the chest of El Generico. And given that this is an elimination style match, I don't know what Azrael's doing, tagging himself in. If I'm Azrieal and my title's on the line, I say take it easy. Maybe head to the outside of the ring and grab a seat for at least the first couple eliminations. Save your belt.
Maybe, but as you're trying to point out in this matchup, Azrieal is trying to be a fighting champion in this Best of the Light Heavyweights match. And one's got to wonder, has this strategy for 5 of the combatants in this matchup changed when Jushin Thunder Liger was announced for this match?
Well, the trick in this match is not to eliminate as many people as possible. It's simply to not get eliminated. If you can let
strictly to survive.
If you can let somebody else do the work for you, why not?
Jushin Thunder Liger trying to go for the tag. El Generico a little worse for wear here against the light heavyweight champion. Oh, but he's fighting back. Nice chop. El Generico fighting for his life, goes in the corner, and he's right there and did not tag. Instead, Azrieal makes the tag to his much-hated opponent, Bandito Jr.
Well, you also have to know that none of these men want to be the first to be eliminated, that's for sure. And Kenny Omega tags out El Generico. I'm not sure why, but obviously because he wanted to take advantage of Bandito Jr., I suppose. Nobody wants to be the first to be eliminated in a match like this. There's a stigma that goes along with that as Bandito Jr. gets draped across that stiff first rope. Kenny Omega's up top.
Bandito's not moving, and Omega with that elbow to the back of the head of Bandito Jr. He hooks the leg, and Bandito Jr. was just millimeters away from being the first one eliminated in the Best of the Light Heavyweights.
And Jushin Thunder Liger reaching for that tag, but Bandito Jr. could not get to him.
Again, I'm very surprised at the tag between Bandito Jr. and Azrieal. That was a clean tag. I'm surprised they didn't go after each other due to the hatred. And just like that, seconds ago, you saw Jushin Thunder Liger hold out his hand for Bandito to tag. Instead, Omega made the tag, and now Liger is working over Bandito Jr.
You gotta respect the fact that after the match that we just saw between the Hit Squad and the U.S. Death Machine, it was all over the building, weapons, doors, garbage cans. We now completely shift gears to a match involving 6 men, and all we're seeing is some of the best technical wrestling that you'll see just about anywhere in the world.
Very good point, and again, we haven't seen much high flying, which is what this matchup is known for, and I gotta wonder, is it because of the butterflies due to the added elegance of the matchup with Jushin Thunder Liger in there?
It could be. He's a big star, and Jushin Thunder Liger is a wrestler's wrestler, meaning that's a wrestler that people who are in the business, people who are currently wrestling, look up to. And when they see him looking at them across the ring, yes, there's a certain degree of nervousness, I'm sure, that would be added to their normal feelings.
See Tiger Hattori in the matchup, an official, a referee for New Japan Pro Wrestling. There are a few other officials for New Japan Pro Wrestling in the ring tonight. And again, we have the agreement this spring. New Japan comes to the United States courtesy of Jersey All Pro Wrestling. And on that event, we will see some stars of Jersey All Pro Wrestling. The question is, who are we going to see? So, you know, people like B-Boy, Azrieal, Bandito, even El Generico, who don't wrestle for New Japan, are trying to impress the officials of New Japan.
Well, everybody wants to be on that show, too. Everybody wants to have a good showing so that when the Jersey All Pro New Japan Super Show goes down later this year, they get to be a part of it. It's going to be something that the wrestling community talks about for a long time, and it's obvious. I mean, New Japan's representation in this match is certainly obvious. You got Kenny Omega, who's been in New Japan since leaving Jersey All Pro, Jushin Thunder Liger, and our official. New Japan and Jersey All-Pro have a wonderful working relationship, I would assume, Mark Clemson.
It's going to be an exciting year, the year 2011 for Jersey All-Pro Wrestling. Stay tuned to japw.net for more information. Kenny Omega was trying to go for a German suplex. Instead, Bandito caught him with a savate kick underneath the chin. Oh, but Omega with that roundhouse kick right to the head.
Oh, Bandito Jr., a reverse Frankensteiner, it looked like, brings Kenny Omega down to the mat.
Reverse Hurricane Rana by the former light heavyweight champion, and both athletes down. And again, nobody has been eliminated yet. The crowd here intently watching this matchup. And Kenny Omega doing a lot of moving, but nowhere near to make a tag.
And these athletes have to realize, oh, Azrieal's now in there with Jushin Thunder Liger. They have to realize there hasn't been one elimination. As hard as these guys are going.
What a palm strike by Liger, almost knocking out a lot of the teeth of Azrieal on the side. Oh, he just took out B-Boy Bandito. El Generico, though, caught him with a kick. And a second one, 2 Yakuza kicks. Oh, but a clothesline, which spins El Generico around.
And as I was saying, with no eliminations, these guys, as hard as they're going, whoever wins this is going to have to get through 5 men. They haven't even gotten through 1 yet. Kenny Omega using those psychological tactics, stopping, and now they're working on Kenny Omega.
And another palm strike, and look at Liger having fun at the expense of Kenny Omega, and Liger now climbing the ropes. Omega on rubber legs, Liger leaps and takes out Kenny Omega out on the hardwood gym floor.
Kenny Omega goes down, Azrieal and Bandito Jr. both in the ring. Azrieal setting up for something, he's going, he's leaping.
And he just landed on the head of Kenny Omega and slightly brushed by Jushin Thunder Liger. Referee Tiger Hattori trying to get everybody back into the ring.
Looks like he ended up somewhere in the 3rd row.
I think he landed on the lap of that female fan.
Lucky her. Generico now up top. Whoa!
And Generico taking out Azrieal, taking out Omega, and Jushin Liger. And now the fans know what's coming next as they chant the name of Bandito Jr.
Ask and ye shall receive. Oh, not quite.
B-Boy breaking up the fun with that big boot to the side of the head. That wasn't so much fun for Bandito Jr. Look at this. B-Boy trying to go. Ow! A Death Valley driver of sorts by B-Boy on Bandito Jr. on the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring, and Bandito Jr.'s back has to be screaming in pain.
And what you call breaking up the fun, B-Boy calls defending himself as he stopped Bandito Jr. from pulling off that move, but he hasn't been able to stop Azrael's onslaught.
Now we have Azrieal and B-Boy. Azrieal and B-Boy now in the ring. B-Boy with that power bomb. This could do it here. Azrieal, oh! Barely able to kick out.
Jushin Liger now has B-Boy into the turnbuckles.
We almost saw the light heavyweight champion be the first one eliminated, but he was able to kick out. And now Liger and B-Boy going at it. Tilt-the-world backbreaker by Jushin Thunder Liger.
B-Boy down on the mat, he goes for the cover. Jushin Liger does not get it as B-Boy kicks out. Bandito Jr. now up, going after Liger.
And there's so many people intently watching this matchup, all waited with bated breath to see whether they'll be going after the light heavyweight championship tomorrow in Philadelphia. Devin Moore taking on Bandito and Azrieal. Kenny Omega taking on Jay Lethal. I mean, there are 2 guys right there who could walk out tomorrow the light heavyweight champion.
And don't forget, Jushin Liger's in this match. He's taking
Mike Quackenbush.
That's right. Tomorrow night.
Oh, look out. El Generico with Bandito on that top turnbuckle. And Bandito Jr. doing everything he can not to fall victim. Again, fighting at the ribcage. The fans are waiting with bated breath. El Generico has him with the brain buster. He has him with that brain buster and just jammed the neck of Bandito Jr. on that top turnbuckle. Azrieal with the cover, and Bandito is eliminated.
Bandito Jr. has been eliminated.
Azrieal smart enough to sneak in and get the cover after that vicious brainbuster off the top rope. Sends Bandito out of this match. We're down to 5 in the best of the light heavyweights.
Exactly. Bandito Jr. fell victim to the brainbuster from the top turnbuckle. B-Boy took out both himself and El Generico, allowing Azrieal with the cover. Bandito Jr. eliminated from the best of the light heavyweights. Sam Roberts, we're down to 5.
5 men as Generico and B-Boy are now going blow for blow. Looks like some of the chaos is trying to calm down as we're going back to a one-on-one in the ring situation.
Well, this matchup is going on about 15 minutes or so, and that is just the first elimination. So you know all the guys are spent. But a stunner by B-Boy on a charging El Generico. And we can see patented B-Boy right here. This is what made him the king of the Ouch Files.
Nope, Generico won't let it happen.
Half Nelson suplex, but B-Boy comes back with a charging knee right to the face, and Generico is gone.
El Generico has been eliminated.
Wow, and just like that, El Generico gone. He hit B-Boy with a suplex, but B-Boy with an adrenaline rush hit that kneecap right to the face, and Generico's gone.
Oh, and Kenny Omega tried to take advantage. Azrieal wouldn't let him. Boom! He sets up B-Boy. Is that gonna be it for B-Boy? Yes, it is.
Wow, and just like that, in a span of about 90 seconds, 3 guys have been eliminated, and we're now down to Kenny Omega, Jushin Thunder Liger, and the light heavyweight champion, Azrieal.
You've got a former heavyweight champion, an undisputable legend in wrestling, and the current light heavyweight champion, all vying to see who is the best of the light heavyweights tonight.
And it looks like the New Japan contingent of Kenny Omega and Jushin Liger are turning their attention to the JAP light heavyweight champion, Azrieal.
I wouldn't be surprised if that referee tries to get a couple licks in.
Now the referee was actually admonishing Omega and Liger. He may work for New Japan, but he's been an impartial official thus far in this matchup.
Only 2, as we almost saw the light heavyweight champion eliminated from this match, and Kenny Omega turns on Jushin Thunder Liger.
Liger falls down to his knees and says, "Why? Why did you hit me?"
Well, it's because he wants to win this match, Jushin.
Are you questioning Jushin Liger? Kenny Omega lands on his feet. Nice show of acrobatics and a Hurricane Rana on the light heavyweight champion. It looks like referee Tiger Hattori is going to let all 3 athletes in the ring at once.
And look at the way Kenny Omega uses his body like a springboard, and that may be it, not quite.
Crazy standing shooting star press by Kenny Omega, but Liger give it to the veteran, able to kick out.
He's seen it all in this business, has Jushin Thunder Liger. But there aren't much, and there aren't many like Kenny Omega.
Full Nelson suplex, and Azrieal landed very hard on the back of his head. Azrieal could be right for the pickings here, but Kenny Omega, Sam, he's wasting some time. Azriel's hurt. He needs to go for the kill.
Well, Kenny Omega is reminding people, oh, knocks down Azrieal. Why? He was the heavyweight champion. Is that? I thought it might be it for our light heavyweight champion.
We have come down to Kenny Omega, Azrieal, Jushin Thunder Liger to top off night 1 of Jersey All Pro Wrestling's 13th anniversary show. And Sam, I'm going to ask you, we're now down to 50% of this matchup. Who's your pick to win this matchup?
Well, oh, down on the back of the head of Kenny Omega.
Might not be Omega. Azrieal for the cover, and Liger breaks it up.
Clemson, I got to tell you, I talked to Jushin Thunder Liger before this match. I don't know what he said, but I did talk to him. That said, I have to say, the chip on his shoulder I think will power him through. I'm a broadcast analyst, and after analyzing this, my pick is obviously Azrieal. Azrieal walks out of here still light heavyweight champion.
And again, what would that do to the career of Azrieal? I mean, that would certainly put him on at least the New Japan shows, come to the United States, but Kenny Omega with that Dragon Rush suplex, but Liger broke it up, and now he has Omega with the power bomb, the Liger bomb, cover, and Omega's gone.
Kenny Omega has been eliminated.
You know, when I talked to Azrieal in the back, it was the most confident that I have ever seen Azrieal in the 8 years that I've known him. So far, he is standing the test of time. He's survived 4 of the best light heavyweights, and he's coming down to the end. But for him, the end is maybe the legendary, the most legendary junior heavyweight of all in Liger.
Well, Azrieal has been on a mission to prove the naysayers wrong. He's loved proving Fat Frank wrong and spitting in the metaphorical face of authority. What he wants to do tonight is take this man that everybody calls a legend and defeat him in the middle of the ring. His foot was on the rope.
Azrieal called for the brainbuster and said Liger hit one of his own, but Azrieal, give it to him, knew exactly where he was and got his foot on the bottom rope. And one thing I've noticed, we've seen El Generico and B-Boy still out of ringside, as is Kenny Omega. They want to see who wins this match, a basically one-on-one match between Azrieal and Jushin Thunder Liger.
In most cases, we'd be highly suspect of people lingering around ringside, Southside Players Club, situations like that. Is this it? No, it isn't. But that's not the case here with this match. The 3 men still at ringside are just men who deeply respect this game and want to see who is the best of the light heavyweights as Jushin Thunder Liger hits the mat hard.
Liger in his magnificent career has won so many titles, has won 2 Super J Cups. He was the light heavyweight champion in the NWA, WCW, the WWE. He's defeated cancer, and tonight he could make the career of Azrieal, or he might break the career, as now both men in no man's land. What is Liger gonna do now?
He's got him up top. Oh, he drops him hard.
He dropped him on his head. He hit a brainbuster. Liger with the cover, and we have a new champion.